Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start the session. Once again, thank you for joining me for BizTalk number 130. For those of you who just joined me, my name is Wally Rauder, and I'm your trainer and lecturer for today's session. Today, guys, we're talking about a very, very interesting topic that is important to all of you, regardless whether you're working or whether you are unemployed. This is a topic that will mean a lot to all of you. And we're talking about what strategies do you use to cope for managing the challenges or the roadblocks that come up during your work, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're unemployed trying to find work, or whether you're married with 10 kids and 2 husbands, or you're married with 2 wives and 10 kids. Regardless of what the challenges you face, how do you deal with those challenges? Today, we're going to explore that. Can everybody hear me, guys? Can you wave your hands if you can hear Wally? Everybody wave their hands. Everybody? Jafar, Jeffrey, can you hear me? Very good. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me share my screen and let's start today's presentation. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys, so what are we talking about today? Well, basically what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is we're talking about coping with strategies that you need to understand in order to overcome the hurdles you have in your life. Let's talk about some common hurdles. You may be looking for a job, and the hurdle may be you send out 200 applications, but no one invites you for an interview. That's a hurdle, right? That is a hurdle. The other hurdle could be you are married, but you and your husband are unemployed. You need an income. That is a hurdle. So all of these are hurdles in life. They are all hurdles, but hurdles can be overcome because they are simply challenges that people need to deal with. So let's talk about how do you cope with these challenges? How do you cope with these hurdles? It's a very simple process. And hopefully by the end of today's session, you will all understand the process. Can you hear me, Maya? Maya, Quint, Few, can you hear me? Can you wave your hand? Irene Tubin, can you hear me? Very good. I think Maya's to Maya. Are you there, Miss Maya, Quint, Few? Can you pay attention? Can you hear me, please? Can you wave your hand if you can hear me, Maya? I think Maya's playing with her phone. No problem. Okay, so coping strategies for managing life's challenges are critical because they help you navigate stress, manage adversity and uncertainty. Sandia, could you go back to my slide? Follow my slides, please. Go back one slide, Sandia. Thank you so much. So making sure that you're able to cope with life and the stresses of life is a critical element of your success, because the minute you can't cope or you feel emotional about what you're doing, that will have an effect on the way you present yourself and the outcome of what you're trying to achieve. Okay, so let's move on. So coping strategies are very simple. And when you think of it, they're things that you may have seen your mother or father do. Number one is perseverance. Number two is for you to be mindful and sometimes take time to just breathe in and breathe out, or in simple forms, another form of meditation. You need to make sure that you have another physical activity or exercise where you're able to get fresh air and take your mind away from whatever hurdles you're facing so that you can think more clearly. Everybody, whether you're employed, whether you're a student, or whether you're looking for a job, you are encouraged to be part of a social network, people that you can talk about who are in the same predicament as you or who work in the industry that you're working in. You always need to keep a track of what you do. You need to journal it, or on a regular basis, look in the mirror and reflect and say to yourself, what have I done? What have I achieved? What could I have done better? And last of the coping strategies is for you to understand how to solve problems. And I do know that problem solving is not easy. Problem solving is hard. A lot of people don't know how to solve problems. That's nothing new. That is nothing new. Solving problems is something you learn. It is not something you're born with. So let's talk about this. What is perseverance? Can anyone tell me what is perseverance? Irene Tarbin, can you open your microphone? Tell me, what is perseverance to you, Irene?
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, just quickly, what is perseverance to you?
In my own opinion, perseverance is the ability to face the problem, solve the problem, on how you handle yourself on solving your struggles in life.
Very good. Excellent. So basically, perseverance is the way you handle yourself, the way you see yourself, and the way you behave in order to cope with difficulty. Would that be correct, Irene?
Yeah.
Very
Yes,
good,
sir.
Irene. Thank you so much. So, perseverance is the ability to persist in a task, goal, or endeavor despite the obstacles that you may face, difficulties, or failures. This may involve maintaining very strenuous levels and effort and having to motivate yourself over a long period of time, even when faced with challenges, rejections, or disappointments. You may apply for a job and get rejected. You may go for an interview and get refused. You may, talk to your girlfriend and propose to marry her and she rejects you. You may find out that a member of your family is really sick and is in intensive care. But you need to be able to psychologically deal with all these challenges in your life. If I may quote, and I think some of you as regular students hear me talk about this man on a regular basis. I know Amal has heard me talk about this man. His name is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs founded Apple. As you know it today, Apple Inc. All right. Steve Jobs graduated from Brown's College in the United States. He was your average boy from around the block, from, average middle class family in America. But he had a dream. He had a dream that one day he would develop one of the world's smartest communication devices. That was his passion. He went to Brown's College and he graduated together with Wozer, Tim Cook, and his other friends. He started a company called Apple. 2 years after he started it, the board of directors that he had employed told Steve Jobs he wasn't good enough and fired him. But through his perseverance, through his determination not to let them take what he created, Apple, and knowing that they would not be able to survive without him, he focused on showing them that they need him. And he did this through perseverance and some of the other techniques that I'm going to share with you here today. Can everybody hear me, guys? I just want to make sure. Can you wave your hands? Very good. Excellent. So, perseverance is your own attitude towards success. Do you want to be successful? Yes. You don't want to be successful, then you make no effort to succeed. It's all about what you want and how much effort you put in. Does everybody understand that? Can you wave your hands to me, please? Yes or no? Very good. Let's look at another person who has persevered in industry today. Let's look at the guy that founded Amazon. Amazon was started with a vision of becoming the world's smartest e-commerce platform. When Amazon started, the owner had no idea that COVID-19 would come and destroy the world. He had no idea that COVID-19 would shut down economies and people would have no option but to buy from e-commerce. So if we ask ourselves, Was Amazon ready for e-commerce? It was. Amazon's founder had already, Jeff Bezos had already put in his head that he wanted the most intelligent e-commerce platform in the world. He wanted an e-commerce platform that could deliver people's wants. And he persevered to make sure he built that. Lucky for him, by the time COVID-19 had struck, he had implemented an basically an unmatched chain of warehouses and distribution centers. So even though other people could no longer supply, Amazon had already put stock in these warehouses in different parts of the world that could still deliver within a reasonable time frame until their stock ran out. This was because Jeff Bezos wasn't prepared to give up like all the others. He persevered and continued persevering even with the onslaught of COVID-19. He knew that eventually there may be lockdowns, but he had the level of perseverance in him to push his company and their team to be able and present to service their customers' requirements. Okay, so if we go on, guys, and look at the next part, we can say that perseverance is essential for achieving success in any area of our life, including business startups, education, sports, and personal growth. If you're getting married and you're about to have your first child, you have to persevere with the pain that's involved. If you found a new job, you have to persevere in order to get used to what your manager expects and meeting his or her expectations. All of this is a part of the act of perseverance, the verb to persevere. Perseverance is the ability to continue trying even when things get difficult or challenging, even when you are facing failure. You need to have a sense of mental determination known as perseverance. So let's look at what is perseverance. Well, perseverance in academic terms, ladies and gentlemen, is the quality of steadfastly focusing on your goal, overcoming any roadblocks or hurdles or delays or setbacks. Example, studying through the night. Students exercise perseverance, study all night, burn midnight candle, drink like 2 pots of coffee to stay awake so they can pass their exam the next day. If you're writing your master's thesis or doctorate's thesis, you have to persevere. You have to burn the candles probably for 1 year. You have to write each page and read it 20 times. And at the end, you have to write the complete dissertation, whether it's 50,000 or 40,000 words. You probably have to read it 20 times and correct it before you submit. So no matter what you do in life, whether you're studying or working, perseverance is a quality or an ability that you should all have in life. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Do you understand that? Upendra? Mr. Upendra, do you understand? Thank you. Lin Nyang, do you understand, Lin? Lin Nyang, thank you. All right, so perseverance is something everybody needs to have. What does perseverance involve? What does perseverance involve? And what makes perseverance? You know, we might say that perseverance is just something psychological. Well, guys, it is psychological. It is psychological. But what you need to understand that resilience, bouncing back from mistakes, is critical. You need to be determined and stay committed, which is, again, something that you need to set in your mind. Persistence, continuing to try despite the obstacles and never give up. You need to have a sense of tenacity whereby you don't listen to what others say, like, give up, you're a failure, or you can never do it, find something better. Never give up on a dream or a plan that you want to achieve, because nothing is impossible. Nothing in life is impossible. Look at the first man that went to the moon. People said that was impossible. He still went to the moon, right? Neil Armstrong still went to the moon. People said that we'll never have anything such as the World Wide Web, the internet. We have. People said that we'll never have electrically operated cars. We have. All this is because of resilience, determination, persistence, tenacity, and what we call grit, showing the courage and resolve in the face of challenges, not running away from your problems. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Very good. So, if we understand what resilience and perseverance is, if we understand that perseverance requires resilience, it requires determination, it requires persistence, it requires tenacity. Again, what does tenacity mean? It means being able to hold on to a good idea and push it, not to give up just because your husband says, oh, don't wear pink, hon, you look ugly or you look old in pink. Who's your husband to judge? You have to wear what you feel comfortable with. Mindfulness and motivation, or mindfulness and meditation, are practices that help cultivate present moment awareness, calmness, and clarity. So, if we go back, guys, to resilience, determination, persistence, tenacity, and grit, all of these require you to be mindful. They need you to think, and think again. Because if you make a hasty decision without thinking, you will basically fail. And most people sometimes fail because they don't have the tenacity. They don't have the psychological drive to persevere. Sandia, please go back to the slide and follow my slides. Thank you. All right. So mindfulness is basically something you must be aware of every day, every minute of the day, from the time you wake up to the time you brush your teeth. If you go to brush your teeth and you're not mindful of what the correct way to brush your teeth is, your gums will bleed. And if you don't brush your teeth the correct way, your teeth will stay stained and dirty. All of this is about using your intelligence and putting your intelligence to work. All right, let's talk about mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the process of you focusing on something or paying attention to something immediately without passing judgment. I'll do it later. I don't know. I'm stupid, or I'm dumb, or I'll fail. That's when you pass perceived judgment, and that shows that you're a failure. And that means you have no sense of perseverance, no sense of tenacity, no sense of grit, no sense of mindfulness. Being mindful is the ability to pay attention to things that are happening now without worrying about the past. Without worrying about the past. Mindfulness means focusing on thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations that happen today, now. Let me give you an example. Let's assume that Wally went out on a date when he was single, when I was younger. I was an 18-year-old university student. Well, was I a playboy back then? Well, I hate to say I was. I had long curly blonde hair, blue eyes, and used to wear the latest fashion because I was born to a rich family. But one day, I went out with one of the girls I was dating, and I got caught by another one, and she dumped me. 3 days later, I went out with the girl I was with on day one, and another one saw me and dumped me. Over 6 months, I went from 8 girlfriends to one. Now, did that mean that I no longer believed in myself? No. Did that mean that I did something wrong? Well, maybe I shouldn't have gone to that restaurant on the day, but I didn't know the other girl was coming there. But I fought on. I didn't give up. I still, continued. And 6 months later, I had 5 girlfriends again because I was able to focus on the present moment. And I asked myself, why did she just find me? And why did she just dump me? It was something that happened beyond my control. I wasn't married to her. We were just friends. She dumped me because I was with another girl. Does everybody understand what I'm trying to say? Yes or no? But if I cried over it and then decided that I don't want to go out with anyone else because I'm afraid I'd get caught, I'd probably still be single today. Because I allowed my emotions to restrain my ability to be mindful of reality. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Okay, very good. So when we talk about reality, ladies and gentlemen, Jules, Zin, Nu, Rochelle, Diane, John, we need to think of reality today. You need to take what's happening around you today and forget the past. Don't focus on what your mother and father did because they're from a different generation. Don't focus on what your grandfather did. He's from a different generation. What he did and what you do will not work today. What you do today is different to what your father or grandfather did. If you're not prepared to accept that, forever you'll be a failure. Today we are in the 20th century, 21st century, all right? So basically, all right, the 20th century, 2025, we are focused on the way of the 20th century, not the way of the 19th century or 18th century, not in 1965 or 1966. The world has changed. People's mindset has changed. The way we think has changed. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Put your hands up. Very good. So, focusing on thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations means your ability to analyze what is happening to you today and not allow it to disrupt your life or put you in a sense of denial. You need to accept it, persevere, be persistent, and fight on. Grit. Cultivating awareness of breath, body, and surroundings. When you face an issue and you're unsure about that issue, you need to breathe in, take a deep breath, and breathe out. You may need to walk away from your desk, look out the window for a few minutes. Or you may need to go out into your office and look at all the people you employ. And remember that if you fail, how are you going to pay their salaries? You have to be somebody who's prepared to accept mistakes, accept failure, and learn from it. Empathy. Empathy is part of mindfulness. Does everybody understand that? Some people will say, I failed. I can't do it again. Some guys will say, my girlfriend dumped me. I don't want to get married anymore. I'll stay single because one girl dumped him. Is that a logical excuse to say, I will never go out with a girl, I'll stay single? No, because what he's done is he is being judgmental of himself because of one incident, which is wrong. He's not being mindful. Or she's not being mindful. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes? Very good. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, remember that mindfulness is an element that everybody needs to be working with every day of their life, every time you cross the road. Meditation. What does meditation mean? What does meditation mean? Meditation is basically a practice of training attention and awareness, being able to train your mind to focus on what's happening now, not in the past. Focusing on breathing or visualization, cultivating calmness, relaxation, and inner peace. Let me give you an example. Steve Jobs, when he was stressed, used to walk away from his desk and walk around the office in Apple and see how enthusiastic his team was. He used to talk to them and get ideas. Then he used to go back and deal with the issue at hand. Some CEOs have a golf ball and a golf club in their office. Every time they stress, they put the ball on the floor and point it at an empty bucket they have and try to put the ball in the bucket. They do this 10 or 20 times because it gives them a chance to breathe out and de-stress and rethink the problem they had. Everybody should have a tool that they can use to go away from the problem and come back with a fresh mindset. Whether it's taking a cold shower, whether it's walking away from your desk saying hello to your colleagues, going to the washroom and spending 10 minutes sitting in the toilet cubicle thinking, all of these are ways that you can walk away and actually give your mind the time to focus on something else and allow it to actually become mindful that there's no need to fail. I can fix this. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Yes or no? Do you understand what I'm saying, Jules? Very good. So exercise and physical activity also play a role in you being able to overcome hurdles in your professional and personal life. Exercise and physical activity could be walking away from your desk, taking a walk around the office, standing up, breathing in, breathing out several times, moving your hands. It could all be part of physical exercise. Now, what you say is, well, why do I need to physically exercise or walk away from looking at my computer? Because the longer you sit in front of a computer and look at something, the more you think of it. So the idea of you breaking that visual contact with your computer and walking away from it and trying to move around, it allows your brain or your mind to start thinking elsewhere or to start rejuvenating the thought process, and you become more mindful. So exercise and physical activity could involve aerobic exercise. Some people do cardio activities like running, cycling, swimming, or brisk walking that improve heart health and endurance. Some people do it during lunchtime. Some people go running during their lunch hour, especially busy executives. During their lunch hour, they'll spend the 15-minute jogging around the city, or if you have a running track on the top of your roof, office building roof, some companies have, some don't. All right. So some executives go to the gym during their lunch hour. Some do it every morning before they come to work. Some others go to the gym and do resistance training, weightlifting, and psychologically they feel that if I can lift the weight, I can solve any problem. Some people do stretching exercises, and the other one is balance and coordination exercises. And these are really important because if you can balance your physical behavior or your physical activity, you will train your mind to also balance its mental processes. Okay? So when you think about it, when you leave the office, you feel happy. I'm running away from the stress of the office today and going home. Tomorrow you have to go back. But the whole idea here is for you to be able to overcome the challenges all day, every day, and know how to deal with them during that time rather than having to go home and come back the next day. Okay, all right. So let's look at the next main point in the process or the strategy. This is about journaling or documenting and self-reflection, which involves exploring your thoughts, feelings, and experiences through writing and introspection. Does anybody know what introspection means? Does anybody know what introspection means? Well, what does introspection mean? It means asking yourself, inspecting yourself and your behavior. And how do you do that? It's by documenting, keeping a journal or a diary. Because if you keep a journal or a diary, you can read it and reflect on what you did and ask yourself, what have I learned and what can I do better to improve the result next time? Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Okay, great. So when we think of this, we must also think of everyday life and what everyday life brings. So I want you to ask yourself now, I want you to ask yourself this simple question. Everyone, I want you to, Sandia, could you put off the PowerPoint and have everybody ask themselves this question, please? Switch off the PowerPoint. Okay. Okay, and let me see everybody's faces. Okay, good. All right, so what I want you to do, guys, I want you to ask yourself this question. When you go to work every morning, do you enjoy going to work? Yes or no? Write it down. Come on, everybody. I want to see a pen. I want you to write your answer on a piece of paper now. Everyone, show me your pen. Show me your pen. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Show me your pen. Good. So I want you to all write this down. What is it in your life that you're happy about? When you go to work every day, are you happy? Are you happy? Do you enjoy going to work every day? Yes or no? You do? Write it down. Yes, I do. No, I don't. I want everybody to write it down now. Everyone? Write it down now. Good. All right. Now that you've answered that question, I want to ask you another question. Are you happy in your personal life? Yes or no? Alan, could you focus on my questions rather than walking around and disrespecting me? Alan, could you focus on my session, please? Thank you. All right. So ask yourself, are you happy with your personal life? Yes or no? Are you happy with your professional life? Yes or no? Do you look forward to getting up every day? Yes or no? All right. Next question is, do you look forward to eating dinner every day? Yes or no? Good. How many of you have boyfriends or girlfriends? Can you put your hands up? Boyfriends or girlfriends? Put your hands up if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend. Put your hands up now. Come on. Very good. So let me ask you, are you happy to see your boyfriend or girlfriend every day? Answer it honestly. Yes or no? Good. All right. Last question. Last question. And this is a serious question. I want everybody to answer yes. Are you all happy to be alive? Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Come on, everyone. Okay. So God gave us an opportunity to live and breathe air. So if you don't accept that and try to make the best of it by practicing the techniques that I've just shared with you, then you are failing yourself. No one is failing you. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Wave your hands if you understand. Can I ask you a question? Let's talk about reality. Everybody know that Russia is at war with the Ukraine, right? Put your hands up if you know that, right? But there's something that you need to think of. The people of the Ukraine have been resilient. They have been resilient, right? Have they given up? Oh no, they're fighting for their life. They're persevering until now. Let's look at Palestine. You all know Palestine, right? Israel and Palestine are fighting. No matter what Israel throws at the Palestinian people, they keep fighting, they keep dying, because they are persevering. They want to win. It's called perseverance. Is it the right answer? I can't tell you because I don't live there. Do you understand what I mean by the will to succeed? Yes or no? Put your hands up if you understand. Everyone, put your hands up if you understand, please. Very good. So let me ask you, can I ask you a question? Which one is easier? Is it easier just to say die, or is it easier to say I want to fight? It's easier to fight, right? Yes or no? It's easier to fight, because if you don't fight, you've wasted your life. And it's no one else's fault except for yours. Does everybody understand that, right? You know what bugs me? I talk to many students on a daily basis, and this is a common excuse I get. But sir, I come from a poor country. But sir, my parents are poor. I'll always be like them. Is that the right attitude? No, right? Does everybody agree? It's the wrong attitude, because there's no resilience. There's no motivation to move forward in life. There's no motivation to be successful. And a common answer I get is, hopefully one day somebody will give me a scholarship. Hopefully somebody one day will give me money so I can improve my life. Why should I work and study? I can't be bothered working. Why should I work? That is not perseverance. That is not anyone trying to improve or overcome a hurdle. That is somebody saying, I'm giving up. Do you all understand what I'm saying, guys? Yes or no? Wave your hands if you understand, please. Great. Okay, so let's ask ourselves this. Every day when you wake up in the morning, you need to look at a mirror. And this is a standard practice for all people who are successful. You know, some of the richest men in the world wake up in the morning, put on their grey suit. Before they go to the office, they look in the mirror to make sure their tie's straight, their collar's perfect, there's not a crease in their shirt. What does it do when they look at themselves? It lets them gain confidence, and they say to themselves, I'm ready. I feel like a fresh man today. I'm ready for all the battles I face. You need to do that every morning. You need to do that by looking at the mirror, not looking at your picture. Because if you look at the picture, you're living in denial. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Can you put your hands up, everyone? Very good. Okay, so remember, I want you to write down these 3 sentences now, everyone. Write them down. Show me your pen. Come on, write them down. Write them down. I can. I believe in myself. And the last sentence is, I will. Did everybody write those down? Yes or no? Yes or no? Every morning when you wake up, I want you to look in the mirror and say that. I can. I believe in myself. I will today. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Are you sure? Very good. Okay, so remember, overcoming hurdles in life, overcoming obstacles in life is not impossible. It all comes back to you, your ability to do it, your desire to be successful, and the level of motivation that you live in. Can I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, should we live a life which is active or reactive? Which one should it be? Should our mindset be active, or should it be reactive? Should we live an active life or a passive life? Who says we should be active? Come on, put your hands up if you think you should be active. Only 4 people say active. Everybody else? No? Okay, everybody, show me your hands if you think it's right to be an active mindset. Everyone, hands up. Very good. Could I say then that it would be your failure if you were passive? Would you all agree with that? Everybody, if you think that you should blame yourself if you're passive, put your hand up. It's your fault, right? You can't blame anyone else. You can't blame God. It's not God's fault that you don't want to improve your life. It's not your mother's fault. It's not your father's fault. It's your fault. So, a part of overcoming the hurdles or challenges in life means having an active mindset, not a passive mindset. The difference between an active mindset and a passive mindset is an active mindset deals with problems on a daily basis. They actually are proactive. They deal with them as they see them developing. A reactive mindset or a passive mindset waits for the problem to happen, then runs away or blames it on someone else. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay, let me ask, has anybody here recently dumped their boyfriend or girlfriend? Put your hand up. Don't be shy. Anyone? Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you for being honest. Okay, let me ask you. When you dumped your boyfriend or girlfriend, you had your reason. But do you think his reason or her reason were the same? No. They were the total opposite to yours, right? Yes or no? But you made a wise decision. You said to yourself, this relationship is going nowhere. I will never be able to marry or trust this person. You made a decision to be active and you broke that relationship. Congratulations. But the biggest problem in the world that a lot of people fear that tomorrow there'll be no one else. So what do? Is they actually continue to live a passive mindset and continue the relationship which goes nowhere. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? So the idea of girlfriend, boyfriend example is a simple scenario to make you understand how simple the issue can be. All right? Yes or no? Let me give you an example. Yesterday, I watched a video on Netflix. It was about this Indonesian girl that her father worked in Jakarta. She lived in her mother in a little town in Indonesia. The mother was very cold. She never talked to anyone. She always yelled at her daughter and didn't allow her daughter to have any friends. As the story progressed, the daughter eventually went to her father and asked to marry a guy she met. She married him. But something happened. This girl was passive. She was in a sense of denial. The husband was cheating his wife because he fell in love with the mother. He was seeing her mother whilst the girl was at work teaching. Him and her mother would be having an affair. Now, hold on. No, it's not funny. But it took this girl months to realize it because every time somebody told her, she was in denial. She said, no, he loves me. And the only time she believed it was when she went home and caught them red-handed. Do you understand what I mean by an active and passive mindset? Yes or no? Yes or no? So when you have an active mindset, you should always be asking yourself, what if? Is it happening? Should I examine this? Should I look into it? You shouldn't wait for it to happen and become reactive. And that's the same with addressing the challenges in your life. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Let me ask one more question. How many of you ladies here go to a salon? Put your hand up if you go to a salon. Hands up, ladies. Come on. Okay, good question. Next question. How many of you go to a different salon every month? Put your hand up. Okay, 2 of you. That means everybody else goes to the same salon every time. Is that right? Okay, well, let me put the supposition to all of you. Listen carefully. hypothetically, Jennifer, Irene, you go to the same damn salon month after month after month after month, and you go to the same guy or same girl who does your look, right? You probably trust them. You go in there and you say, I'm back. Make me look beautiful. So this guy does what he normally does, and you walk out. You give him your $50 and you walk out. But let me ask you, are you really satisfied that you walked out with the best look that makes you look as young and trendy as you possibly can? The answer is no, because you're always dealing with one creative mindset. Do you understand that, everyone? One creative mindset. So can I ask you, why do you think most of Korea's young generation females never go to the same stylist more than once every 6 months? Do you know why? Because they feel a necessity to look young and attractive every time. And they know that every time I change, I will get something new and I will have a fresh look. And they say a new hairstyle is as good as a holiday. Have you ever heard that saying? Yes or no? Have you ever heard that saying? Put your hand up if you've heard that saying. All right. So Irene, next time you choose, make sure you find a new place and tell me if you find that it's made you feel different or feel younger. All right. It's just a hypothetical example. So what I'm saying is, in life, you shouldn't be passive. You should always be active and think of new ways or new things that will make you more decisive. Do you understand that, ladies and gentlemen? Yes or no? Very good. Thank you so much. All right, let me go back to my PowerPoint. Okay, so what we saw before, guys, we said that journaling and self-reflection involve exploring your thoughts. They involve you looking at your feeling, experiences, and asking yourself what's happening or what's going on. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Very good. Let me go on. Journaling is about releasing your emotional thoughts, expressing your emotions and thoughts to process and release them. By writing them down, it allows you to read them, review them, and then move on, and probably actually overcome them moving forward. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Very good. Next one, having a sense of self-awareness where you look at your inner self or examine your inner self. The only way you can do that honestly is once you've put them on paper so you can read them. Because if you don't put them on paper, you might deliberately decide to overlook it or forget it. And if you forget it, it means you're being passive. The next one is identifying problems and exploring solutions. You can only do that once you have the problem documented, so you can actually set out the steps you're going to take in order to overcome that problem. So all of this can be resolved through journaling. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Thank you very much. Do you all understand what I mean by this now? Do you understand how the examples in life that I've shown you reflect that? Could you go to the students' pictures, please, Sandia? Please follow my movement, please. Go to the students' pictures. Close the PowerPoint. Thank you. Okay, so what we do, ladies and gentlemen, by doing this, what we're doing is we're looking at what happened during the day. We're keeping a diary or a log. We're keeping a diary or a log. Okay, we're keeping a diary or a log. And that diary or a log are there to remind us so we can evaluate what happened and stop us from being passive. Do you understand that? Does everybody keep a diary? How many of you keep a diary of your life? No, well, I don't. To be honest, I don't. I use Siri in Apple on my iPhone. I talk to Siri every night. And I usually start, hi Siri, it's been a really good day today. This is what happened. What should I do? And Siri says, I suggest you analyze and set yourself goals. That's Siri's typical answer. So what do I do then? I sit there and start thinking, what am I going to do tomorrow to fix it? Okay, my 8-year-old daughter asks Siri every night, Siri, am I smart? And Siri answers, if you think you're smart, study harder, you become smarter. Okay? Yesterday, I told my daughter, ask Siri, is daddy smart? So my daughter picked up her iPhone 12. She said, Siri, is my daddy smart? What did Siri answer? If you think your daddy's smart, he's smart. That was the wrong answer because I am smart. Okay, so on a constant basis, you have to reevaluate what you did every day so you don't fall into the trap of living a passive lifestyle. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Are you sure? Lovely. I love all these people. Lucilla, do you understand everything I'm saying, Miss Lucilla? Lucilla Geopas, do you understand? Thank you, Lucilla. What about Saibe Gwen? Do you understand everything I'm saying, young Saibe? Very good. What about you, Jules? Do you understand it? Thank you. Where is Amal? Amal, are you here? Where are you, Amal? Do you understand what I'm talking about, Amal? Amal? I think Miss Amal has disappeared or gone into another screen. Where are you, Amal? Are you here? I'm sure she's here somewhere. Okay, all right. So remember, guys, perseverance, adamance, and persistence are critical in your life today because they will, thank you, Amal, they will help you overcome roadblocks in your life. People don't plan to fail. People fail to plan for success. Do you understand that? Yes or no? Eli, do you understand that? Eli? Eli Izengi, do you understand what I just said? Okay, all right. What about you, Celine? Celine Garcia, do you understand what I just said, Celine? Good stuff. Thank you. All right. So remember, people don't plan to fail. People fail to plan. People don't plan to be poor. People fail to plan how to become rich. People don't plan to be unemployed. People fail to take seriously or plan on how to get a job. So do you understand where I'm coming to? It's not something that you can't control. Every time you face a difficulty or a challenge, you can control it. But the problem with most of you is you refuse to accept it and you keep on living in a world of perception rather than reality. Does everybody understand what I mean by that? Yes or no? Good, excellent. Okay, all right. Let's go back to my PowerPoint. Thank you. Okay, so as I said, journaling or controlling your emotions, ladies and gentlemen, is about documenting what happened during that day, documenting what happened, and analyzing it after the fact. So you can analyze it and look at it quietly and be able to measure whether that was what happened or not. Does everybody understand what I'm trying to say? Yes or no? So keeping notes, whether you record them in your phone or whether you keep a to-do list in your iPhone, or whether you record a note to yourself every day and listen to it the next day, that's okay. But as long as you journal the events of the day in some way so you can review them. Okay? Everybody understand that? Can you all put up your hands? Come on, everyone, put up your hands. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Subei. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, the next one we're going to look at, guys, is, just hold on, will you? Okay, let me just open my slides again. Just hold on. Okay. Oops, we've gone too far. So journaling. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to self-reflection. What does self-reflection mean? Well, introspection, examining your thoughts, being able through your journaling to actually look at inspect your own thoughts now that you've got them written on paper in front of you, so you can't be in denial. It will allow you to question yourself and ask yourself, how could I have done this better? And why did I just assume rather than actually take action? A lot of us make assumptions in life, but assumptions are the biggest fallacy in life, because academically we say to assume is to be an ass. You should never assume anything. You should have the confidence to make a decision based on what you want the outcome to be, but don't assume that you'll always get what you want. Okay, mindfulness. Focus on the present moment and your experience and what you can do to overcome that experience today so that you do not allow it to happen again. It's about personal growth. It's about you being able to identify to yourself areas that you need to improve. And if you don't identify them to yourself, or if you say, I'm good, I know everything, I don't need to improve everything, then forever you'll live in denial. Forever you'll remain unemployed. Forever you'll live below the poverty line. Forever you will never become another millionaire like Steve Jobs. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? All right. So if we take all of these psychological factors into account, let's look at the next factor. The next factor that people have is problem-focused. Coping involves actively addressing and resolving problems or challenges. And this comes back to what I told you. It means having an active state of mind rather than a passive state of mind. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Yes or no? So let's talk about what is an active state of mind. An active state of mind is when you actively think of what's going to happen rather than waiting for it to happen and reacting to it. If you're reactive, it means you're passive, and it means you're destined for failure. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Put your hands up. Fantastic. Let's go on. All right, so problem-focused coping. Identify the problem, clearly define the issues and its causes, generate solutions, brainstorm potential solutions by asking yourself, what should I have done? What could I have done? What will I do? But do it now. Don't wait till it happens again. Take action. Implement a solution and monitor it. Don't be too afraid to monitor or implement. Evaluate outcomes every day and assess the effectiveness and the solution you make adjustments to. So by you keeping a regular journal every night and asking yourself, what did I do today? And reviewing that, you're able to take immediate action to rectify it rather than letting it become passive. Successful entrepreneurs, successful people know that the best way to predict the future is to create it. By being active, you're creating your own future. By being passive, you're destined to let other people create it. You will remain poor or live below the poverty line for the rest of your life. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Put your hands up if you understand. The term startup refers to a company in the first stages of operation. But startup could also refer to you as an individual. The start of a new chapter in your life where you go from living a passive life to an active life so that you can become more successful. Startups are founded by one or more people known as entrepreneurs who want to develop a product or a service for which they believe there is a demand. Well, let me ask you, if you don't believe that there's a demand for you to become more successful, that means you've given up on yourself. And it means you should really look in the mirror and say, why have I given up on myself? Why am I so stupid? Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay, good. Understanding coping strategies for managing life's challenges and timing are the number one most influential factors for predicting and surviving startup success. So when you start or look at starting or changing your way, you need to understand the strategies of how to cope with those challenges. First, you have to be able to go from a passive mindset to an active mindset. And you need to make sure that you understand that today, now is the time. No point in delaying it. The second most important factor is for you to have a social network or a group of people or someone you can talk to if you need to get advice. I'll leave you with one line, and I'm going to ask you, does anybody know who wrote this? Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Stay hungry. Does anybody know who wrote that? Anyone? No one? Come on. Miss Amal, you've learnt this before. Do you know what it means? Does anyone know who wrote this? These were the words of Steve Jobs, one of the most successful techno entrepreneurs in the world. There may never be another Steve Jobs in the next century. He says, innovation distinguishes me from all the others. Stay hungry, because the more hungry you are, the more innovative and active your mind becomes. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Thank you. So the key success factors for startups or for the founders of a startup are: one, generating and validating a good idea. And to do that, you need to be active, not passive. People think that staying focused means saying yes to the things you've got to focus on. But that's not what it means at all, guys. Staying focused means saying no to the 100 other good ideas that there are. Staying focused means not allowing people to distract you and tell you you're a loser, try something else. Staying focused means focusing on the points which you truly believe will fix the issue. Don't allow 100 people to distract you. You must pick carefully. Learn to say, I'm actually as proud of the things I haven't done as the things I have done. Steve Jobs. Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. They are the words of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs had thousands of ideas cross his desk, but he knew what an iPhone should, will, and will remain to do. And he turned away millions of ideas. In actual fact, they say that Steve Jobs has a book full of things he said no to, and they have never gone back on those no's, because he wanted to produce the most intelligent smartphone device in the world. So if he got basically busy with all these other ideas, it would have taken him off track. All right, so let's look at this. When we go to change the way we think, or when we go to look at a problem that may affect our future or the work we do or the business we run, there is some steps that we have to take into account. The strategy, the people or the culture we're in, the processes that have to be addressed, what are the rewards from doing this, and what is the structure or the environment in which we're going to do it. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Great. So let's look at strategy. First, you have to be focused on the product or the service that you're trying to achieve or deliver, or the job you're trying to achieve. And then you have to be focused on who your potential market or customers are going to be, or who will be your employer. Understand that? We could say industry centric. People and culture. When you try to explore and change, you have to ask yourself, what is it that I'm changing? Is it my behavior, my attitude, or the product that my business is selling? You must put yourself in the shoes of the people around you or your potential customers and understand what they think you're doing wrong, or understand what they think your product is lacking, in order for you to come up with a better way, which is more active. Through active understanding, and not just relying on passive understanding, by being active and asking questions and putting yourself in their shoes. What does it mean to be centric? It means to fully understand, to put yourself in the shoes so you understand what they're thinking. You need to understand what processes you have to go through. As an individual, for you to go from a passive mindset to an active mindset, what do you need to do? Should you worry about what people around you think? No. But you may want to put yourself in the shoes of the people around you to understand what they expect before you do it. Rewards. Well, the rewards are set for you. If you are a passive person and start using an active mindset, then you are going to become more successful and most probably earn a higher income. Organizational structure. Well, if you're talking about improving yourself only, it's only you. If you're talking about improving the business or the company you're in, then you have to think of everybody in that organization and ask yourself, how do they feel about my change? And how do they feel about how this is going to affect them? How do they see it? Does everybody understand by what I mean by the word centric? Yes or no? Can you wave your hands if you know what I mean by the word centric, please? Thank you so much, guys. So let's look at it. The key to success, ladies and gentlemen, the key to success is very simple. You know, if I ask you what is the key to success, most of you should know it. The key success factors for startup founders, whether it's for their business or for themselves, is what we call product fit, PMF. Product market fit describes the degree to which you or your company is aligned with what people expect today. PMF is not static condition. PMF is an active condition which can change from hour to hour or from day to day. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Okay, good. Okay, let's go to the next one. Hold on, guys. Let's go to the next slide. Just one moment. Okay. The next slide. Okay. So what does the next slide say? Basically, the next slide is showing us what we mean by PMF. And let's look at this. So PMF, the product fit, the features of the product, user testing and user opinion, and what value does it add to you, or what value would add to you as a person. If you're improving yourself, you are the product. You're improving yourself. What value proposition will it bring to you if you become active rather than proactive. Then we look at the market. That is the people around us, if you're doing it to yourself, or the consumer market, the demographics that you're going to sell your product, if you're talking about your business. Okay? Just remember something, guys. When you are trying to sell yourself in business or to an employer, okay, you need to deliver to the employer a message about what he needs, not about what he wants. So if you don't understand yourself and focus yourself to be able to meet the employer's needs, but just assume that's what he wants, you will fail. So perfect fit means looking at all sides, all rounded, of either you yourself or the product you're trying to make successful. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Can you wave your hands, please? Can you wave your hands, please? Wave your hands. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. The key success factors for startup founders, there are two important ones. One is the product, whether it's a product or yourself. Fit is not static condition, that you're always active and ready for change. Two, the bulk of activity within any company or for yourself is oriented around you refining your behavior and building yourself as a better fit in the industry you're trying to join, or in the industry you work in, or the type of industry your company functions in. Does everybody understand that? And all of these, ladies and gentlemen, focus on one word: being active, not passive. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Very good. All right. The word fit may be misleading. Some of you may be confusing it. It's not like your shoes fit your leg or your foot. It sounds like arrival at a destination or a target you achieved at launch. It's better to think of PMF as the process that can continually be refined. So what does fit mean? It doesn't mean that I wear a size 12 shoe. No, a fit, you need to think of it as a psychological process to make yourself behave with an active mindset all the way and not become a passive mindset. Because a passive mindset means that every time you go to the shoe shop, you buy size 9. Even though that one day size 9 might hurt your foot, but you'll keep buying it because you think that size 9 is the correct size. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Do you understand that, Eli? Eli Izenge? Yes or no? Okay. All right. So without precise data, market fit can never happen. How do you collect precise data about yourselves and what you're achieving? It's by keeping a journal or a record. Getting it right requires gathering all the information you have, quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative means statistics about how much you made or how much you lost, how many people were involved, and qualitative means about the processes that you followed which led you to the result you got. So therefore, you can analyze those qualitative processes and improve them. All right, 4 fit frameworks are product market fit, product channel fit, channel model fit, model market fit. Let's talk about those individually. All right, let's look at the 4 fits. The market, the category that you're trying to fit in. Who are you, or who is this category? What are the problems, and what motivates you to get it right? If you're trying to get a job and you're an IT graduate, your market is IT. The problem is you've been unsuccessful getting a job. The motivation is you need to get a job so you can earn a salary and buy food. Next one, product. What is the product? What is the value proposition? The product is me as an individual. And what's the hook? Well, the hook is that if I don't improve myself, I'm going to be unemployed and live below the poverty line for the rest of my life. Why should I change and become active? Because to become active means changing constantly to remain active. The model. The model. What are you modeling yourself against? Should you model yourself against your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandfather? No. You should model yourself against what industry and what life today requires you to have, which is what I taught you at the beginning of this lesson. Perseverance. Having rigor, having grit, being able to identify the problems, journal them and analyze them and rectify them. Last but not least, the channel. What road or channel are you going to use to do this? Are you going to say, I'll wait for someone to show me? I'm going to wait for God to throw a bucket of gold from the sky and make me rich? I'm going to wait for my country's president to stop being corrupt and help his people? Well, if you ask any of those three prepositions, or four propositions actually, not prepositions, propositions, then you're going to be waiting for nothing, because it's never going to happen, because a corrupt government will never change, and the sky is not going to throw charity at you. No one is. If you think that way, then you're living in a world of dreams, and forever it'll be like the waves in the sea. They won't become real. That's the reality of life. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Wave your hands if you understand, please. Ladies and gentlemen, BizTalk is not about me being nice. BizTalk is about me making you think. Does everybody agree with that? Put your hand up. If I want to come here and tell you a story and say thank you, you won't learn anything. The reason I make BizTalk basically provocative is to make you open your minds and start using what I tell you. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Wave your hands if you understand, please. Come on. Everyone, wave your hands if you understand. Let's go. Thank you. All right. I'm convinced that about half of what separates the successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. Again, Steve Jobs, Apple Inc. Did Steve Jobs practice perseverance? He did. Was Steve Jobs basically convinced that he needed perseverance to succeed? Well, hell yeah. Because without perseverance, he would not have died a trillionaire. Okay? Perseverance is what made him what he was when he died. He had grit, he had stamina, he had courage. He was active every day of his life. Let's go on. So the key success factors are you need to have the right timing. You cannot keep living in a passive life. The time is now. If you put yourselves out there too early, the market may not be ready for you and you'll flounder, you'll lose all your money. If you try to put yourselves out there when you don't have the right skills, you will fail. If you open the business too late, somebody else may have already filled those shoes and you'll lose your money. If you don't look for the job that you dream about today, one day that job will become non-existent. When is the right time? The right time is now, not tomorrow, not yesterday, now. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Do you understand that, Allergene? Yes or no? Very good. Supportive environment. I told you that you should not all live on your own because you go crazy. Steve Jobs had a very supportive team. He had Tim Cook and the fat guy Wozza with his glasses, who's still at Apple, together with Tim Cook. They were his best friends since college. Everything he did, he talked to them about. the former godfather, the founder of Singapore, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, who's one of the greatest political minds that ever lived. He had someone, a supportive environment. He had his wife. He discussed everything with his wife and asked her opinion. She's now passed away as well. May they both rest in peace. Okay, so remember, every great person or leader has a support or a group of people they can talk to and exchange ideas. Don't try to do it all yourself. Always have a group or somebody that you can get ideas from. Now, you can either talk to someone and look up to them as a mentor. You can actually join what they call a industry incubator program that are run in several countries, where you can actually sign up to learn more about that industry through an incubator program where you get to hear from experts in that industry, which will only take up maybe a couple of days of your time. All of these things are what we call the support environment that will help make you more active, because the more people you talk to, the more people that you ask for help and get ideas from, means that your mind is active. It's no longer passive. Developing the right character. It all comes back to the right mindset, the right emotional mindset, the right physical mindset. Remember, we said it's all about your mindset. If you think with an open mindset and you think that being able to do something or being persevering, all right, if you believe and train your mind to say, I will not give up, you will succeed. If you have a persuasive mindset rather than a passive mindset, you will succeed. But it all comes to the right character and the right mindset. Okay. Your mindset should be how you want people to perceive you, not how you think you want to perceive yourself. This should be consistent no matter who you're talking to, whether you're talking to somebody above you, at the same level as you, or your counterparts. You need to understand how they want to perceive you, not how you perceive yourself. Perceiving yourself means nothing. No one cares about how you perceive yourself. People care on how you behave compared to what society expects. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? For example, if you apply for a job as a secretary, okay, the secretary to the CEO of one of the biggest banks in the world, and you have pink colored hair, do you think you'll get the job? Let me tell you, it's highly unlikely, because the banking industry is a very conservative industry. So don't worry about what you have, your own perceptions of what you should be. Worry about what other people's perceptions are, and you need to address those and become active and make them a reality for yourself. Otherwise, you'll forever be a failure. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Very good. All right, the right mascot. Okay, I keep talking about the right mascot because, my daughter's only 9 years old, and I have a big poster of the right mascot on her wall. And every time she does a test and does not get 10 out of 10, I give her the right mascot lecture. Okay, do you want to promote yourself as a person? Yes or no? I want everybody to write down their answer now. Get your pen out. Come on, hurry up. Everybody, pen. I want you to write down the answer now in the chat box or on paper. Number 1, do you want to promote yourself as a person? Yes or no? Do you sell specific products that people can easily visualize? When you talk to people, can they automatically see in your character what sort of person you are, whether you're competent or incompetent? Yes or no? Do you provide a service that people can associate with when you talk to them? Do you come over as somebody that knows what they're talking about? Do you provide a service or product that can be associated with people or animals? And do you need the visual appearance of your mascot to be associated with the values of your brand, your self brand, your personal brand? Yes, that's why I told you you should look in the mirror every morning. Does everybody understand that? Come on, guys. How many of you ladies go to the powder room every day 3 times while you're at work? Do any of your ladies go to the powder room every day? How many of you go to the powder room every time you go to the toilet? Right, okay. Why do you think girls go to the powder room, guys? They go to make sure so they get confidence that they're still looking pretty or beautiful. They don't do it to please you guys. They do it so they can convince themselves that they look beautiful. It's part of the female sense, female characteristic. And it's not wrong. It's good. It's very good that they have self-pride in their appearance. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? How many times you see a guy wearing a suit and a tie go to the toilet to straighten his tie? I've never seen it happen. I usually put on a tie in the morning, straighten it, and that's the last time I straighten it. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Very good. All right. Is everybody enjoying today's session? Wave your hands if you're enjoying today's session, guys. Come on. I want to see hands waving from everywhere. Very good. Remember, today is not about to make you happy. Today is to wake you up. Amal Arif, Raquel Victoria, Rhonda, who's hiding, Ronalyn, whose camera is switched off. She's sitting in the dark. Daisy, Reza, Olive, Elma, Rovlin, Maricel, Angel, Ferdinand. It's about you waking up, getting a brain shock and saying, is this guy real? It makes sense. Maybe I should listen to him rather than living in poverty like I am now. And please, guys, don't tell me you're not living in poverty. In most of the countries you're in, you work 6 days a week for less than 500 US dollars. And if you do earn more than that, you're a lucky person. Some of you are unemployed and you're studying in order to get a better job and a better income. And I'm so proud of you. So I hope that today's session will wake you up and make you think of what it is that you need to improve, because each and every one of you has a sense of improvement to make. Would you agree with that? Ahmed Muhammad, would you agree with that? Yes or no? Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, so let's go on with today's lecture. Okay, so what we did is we looked at the mascots, and I'm sure you all understand that. Did anybody answer yes to every question? Put your hand up. Who answered yes to every question? Did anybody answer yes to every question? Come on, hurry up. Put your hands up if you answered yes. Thank you. Thank you, Ella. Thank you, Jennifer. Did anybody else answer yes to every question? Come on. Maribel, did you answer yes? Good, okay. Who else? All right, what about you, Jules? Did you answer yes to every question? Good, excellent. Okay, what about you, Ria? Did you answer yes to every question? Okay, what about you, Irene? Did you answer yes? Okay, Irene. What about you, Joshua Swalog? Good, excellent. I hope you really answered yes, and you're not just saying this to make me happy, because making me happy will not make you happy. Making you happy is when you get off your lazy asses and make the changes that I've told you about. Sorry, not everybody has a lazy ass. I'm just using that hypothetically. Forgive me if I offend. All right? Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Yeah? Irene, has your mother ever told you to stop being lazy, Irene? Good. Does she tell you that every day, Irene, or every month? Every day? All right. My wife tells me to stop being lazy and do the dishes every day. Do I ever do them? No, I put them in the dishwasher. All right. So we all have that problem. But you have to be able to eliminate that problem when it comes to your future and your success. Do you all understand this? Yes or no? Come on, guys. Let me tell you, this guy here used to smoke 4 packets of cigarettes a day. All right. But I gave up more than 13 years ago. Why? Because I went to the doctor once and he told me that if I kept doing it, I won't see my future son or daughter grow up. It scared the hell out of me because shortly after, my wife decided it was time to have our first child, and we have our one and only daughter. So every time somebody offers me a cigarette now, I ask myself, do I want to be successful and see my daughter graduate with a PhD, or do I want to die early from nicotine? So I made an active decision to change due to my mental mindset. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Very good. Thank you. Let's go on, guys. Let's look at these 3 logos. Number 1 is KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Number 2 is Mr. Clean. And number 3 is Michelin Tires. Does anybody know what the word Michelin stands for other than tires? Okay, well, Michelin stands for the Michelin stars that restaurants around the world get. For a restaurant to get a Michelin star, they have to be one of the best restaurants in the world. A maximum number of stars that a restaurant can get is 3 Michelin stars. Every chef works for a Michelin star. Michelin are also a tire brand. That was the core business they had. KFC is a brand name associated with chicken, but it's one of the most powerful brand names in chicken because it's the only chicken business that has been in business for more than 25 years and continued to be profitable selling the chicken. Others have failed. McDonald's in Singapore used to sell fried chicken, but their chicken was so small and it lacked juiciness that now they only sell wings and drumsticks, which are fried in a deep fryer and not cooked in a pressure cooker to get that juicy effect that KFC provides or Jollibee provides. All right. Mr. Clean is a profitable business in the world it operates in because of their innovative and proactive open mindset when they listen to their customers. Okay, this guy, I'll leave you to watch this. The link is in the PowerPoint presentation or the PDF that you've been shared, and I'll leave you to watch it, okay? He talks about what makes companies a success, and he talks about B&B. Has everybody heard about B&B? Listen. Sandia, can you play the video, please? Thank you, Sandia. Sandia, can you unmute the sound on the video, Sandia? Sandia, please start the video from scratch and unmute the sound. Medina, can you help her, please? Now, Medina, could you help her put the sound, please? Now, let's stop the video. People can't hear it. Please stop the video, Sandia. Okay, guys, what I'll do is I'll share the link with you guys later, and you can all watch the video later. Let's go to the next slide, please. It's okay, Sandia. You need to go to the next slide, please. Just one moment, please. One moment, please. One moment, please. Just one moment. Sandia, can you switch off the video and just go to the next slide, please? Just one moment, please. Okay, let's go to the next slide, guys. Everybody can see my slide? All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so what we're doing now, ladies and gentlemen, is we're talking about Airbnb. Can everybody see my slide about Airbnb? Yes or no? Can everybody see my slide about Airbnb? Can somebody wave to me? Can you see the slide? Wave to me if you can see the slide. Just one moment, please. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody see the slide? Yes or no? Wave to me if you can see the slide. Can you see the slide? Very good. So Airbnb basically is a company that started many years ago. It's a company that started with their founders, Brian Chesky and Nathan Blechkokov, where they basically, and Joe, of course, they basically needed to raise money to be able to afford to pay their rent. And they tried the idea of somebody renting a room in their house. That's how Airbnb became an idea that became success. Okay. All right. Airbnb today is one of the world's most popular online vacation rental platforms. Over 4 million hotels and 54 million active bookings would present a cheaper option for the consumer. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, what we're saying here is that Airbnb has become the option of choice for consumers all over the world. Just give me a moment, would you guys? Just one moment, please. Let me just eliminate the problem that some of you are having. Just one moment, please. Just one moment. Just give me a second, please. I promise it won't take longer. Okay, all right. Okay, so just one moment. Let me just go back. All right, so no, just one moment, please. It's happened again. Just let me fix it. Won't take long, guys. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, so when we look at this, guys, when we look at this, just hold on, let me share my screen again. Okay, just one moment. Okay, share screen. Okay, everybody can hear me? Yes or no? All right, no, something's gone wrong here. Just let me fix it, please. Just hold on. All right. Can everybody see my screen? Can you see my screen, Irene? Okay, good. So Airbnb is a popular online vacation room rental platform. As I said, they had over 4 million hosts, okay, and over 54 million active bookers around the world. But how did Airbnb start? It started from 3 people who needed money. They were short of money to pay their rent. They went from being passive about hoping that one day they'll get a higher salary or a better job, and they had to come up with an active idea on how to generate more income. They had to become active mindset. They started asking themselves, well, what can we do to generate money? We've got this beautiful apartment with extra room. Can we use one of those rooms to get extra money so we can stay in this apartment? And that's what they did. They went from a passive mindset to an active mindset and are now a billionaires. All right, so let's go on. Airbnb, one of the keys to Airbnb's success was its ability to create a sense of community among its users. They were active. They communicated with their people, their followers, and they created a community of people by allowing people that wanted cheaper accommodation to rent a room in a house or a house that somebody wasn't living in. It was all about their activeness. And it wasn't only about their activeness, it was about their perseverance. They overcame all the hurdles in different countries to make sure that it was legal to operate their philosophy in different countries in the world. 5 startup business ideas that people should think of actively today. Number 1, online grocery delivery service. Number 2, podcast service where you sell items over a Facebook podcast. Number 3, a drop shipping business where you don't have to carry stock, where you can actually come to an agreement with a manufacturer. You sell the stock, you pay the manufacturer, he ships it directly to your customer. Number 4, create an online language learning app where you teach your own language to people like me who want to learn Chinese. Or consider developing a blog where you get followers and then having a regular item to sell to your followers in your blog. But developing a blog and getting followers will take some time. So if you want to become active, and you live in a third world economy where you're not making enough money or you're looking for a job, you don't have to remain like that. These are ideas how you can get off your lazy seat, I won't say backside, and come up with an idea to start your own business and use your mind on an active basis until such time as you find a better job. Okay, so 5 startup ideas: grocery delivery service online, where people order from you, you go and shop for them, then you deliver it to their house. Drop shipping business. The idea is especially enticing since you don't need to buy inventory up front. You do a computer analysis of what people buy, you create a website, and you sell it, you receive payment, and then have the goods delivered directly from the company or the manufacturer that you have an agreement with. There's a lot of manufacturers that want to do drop shipping these days. If you need any help, drop me a WhatsApp message and I'll be able to guide you. Drop shipping is an order fulfillment method where a business doesn't keep the product it sells in stock. Where an order is received, the seller sends it to another company, the supplier, who ships the product to your customer. All right, so if we look at it, it's easy for anyone to set up a drop shipping store. All you need to do, Irene, is have an active mindset and set your mind to doing something. Would you agree with that, Irene? Would you agree with that, Ria? Yes or no, Ria? Ria May? Very good. Okay, so again, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the next slide, I've given you a video and you see the link there. You can key that into your Google browser and you can actually play it later after the session. This man started from making $1,000 a day and now he's a millionaire. and he had no money when he started. He had like $100 in his pocket. He actually used his credit card to start the business. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, so clever drop shipping business all comes about. Sorry, can you go back to the previous slide, Sandia, please? Okay, clever drop shipping business is all about having a mindset, having a clever commodity that you think people will buy. For example, Smart Ship Stuff, Drop and Shop Doc, Brainy Bazaar Boutique, The Sausage Chain. All right, you see, they're not normal names, not like, oh, Irene's Beauty Shop. Who cares about Irene? No one knows Irene except me. Okay, but if they put the Quirky Girl's Beauty Shop, everybody will want to go and find out what the Quirky Girl has to offer, right? Quirky means what? Do you know what quirky means? It means inquisitive. Okay, somebody who tries new ideas, somebody who is an extrovert, not an introvert. Quirky. She'll try anything new. If needed, she'll wear pink nail polish just to attract a customer. Quirky. Okay, and that's what people are looking for. They're not after names that they hear every day. I'm sorry, Irene, I was just using you as an example. My sincere apologies. Okay, all right, let's go on. Choose your product line. Choose a niche. Build a brand identity. Select a drop shipping service, a manufacturer or a supplier. Put it on a platform, your own website, Facebook Market, or, you know, who knows? You could even put it on Amazon. If you need help doing that and you want some information, let me know. Drop me a WhatsApp and I'll send you some information. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, no matter who you are, what you are, and whichever part of the world you're from, your success or your road to success is all about where you want to go. Does everybody understand what I mean by that? It's not about me. It's not about your mother. It's not about your father. It's not about your mother. It's not about your father. It's about you wanting to be successful. Does everybody understand what I mean by that? Yes or no? Can everybody hear me? Could you wave your hands, please? Thank you. All right. So I'm going to be really aggressive again, and probably Irene and Ria are going to get upset with me. But don't, because I'm here to provoke your brains. And that goes for you too, Joshua, Amal, Geraldine, all of you. I'm here to stir your brain. When you go to sleep tonight, you're going to say, Mr. Wally, he's throbbing in my brain. What should I do about what he told me? That's when I know whether my lesson's effective. Yes, Geraldine. So, Geraldine, if you go to sleep tonight and you dream of your boyfriend, that means that Mr. Wally has been a failure. All right. I want you to think of what I've taught you tonight, Geraldine. Is that a deal? Yes, Geraldine. Put your hand up, Geraldine. Irene? Okay. Let me talk to one of our other students. Ria, are you going to be thinking of what I've taught you tonight, Ria? Very good, Ria. What about you, Joshua? Are you going to be thinking of your new girlfriend or new wife or what Mr. Wally taught you? Yeah? Okay. So remember, guys, life is like a journey on a train. Yes, it is, guys. It is a journey on a train because the train will keep rolling as long as it has water or steam or energy or electricity. Your brain is the same. As long as you keep feeding it, it will help you become successful. The only reason some of you are not successful is because your brain is passive. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Are you sure? Are you sure? Yes or no? My God, they're all sure. What have I done wrong today? Okay, guys. All right. So again, there's a video here about Steve Jobs and how Steve Jobs became an entrepreneur. Let me tell you the Jobs story because I've always been fascinated by him. I have never had the pleasure of seeing him live. I never got that chance. I met the former leader of Microsoft before he stepped down, but I met Bill Gates at a conference where he was speaking, and I got to shake hands with him maybe 21 years ago as a young guy. But the fact that I shook hands with Bill Gates is something I'll never forget, even though he's no longer CEO of Microsoft or chairman of Microsoft. Okay. But what you need to think of is these people made a mark on the world. Steve Jobs left a mark on the world. Mr. Lee Kuan Yew left a mark on the world as one of the greatest political leaders and created a country that was once Malaysia and has now taken independence as Singapore. We're a proud nation. We have the second most globalized economy in the world, thanks to one man and his principles and ideas. He thought out of the box. He was proactive. He actually envisioned how he wanted our country to look. Okay? Steve Jobs had a picture in his mindset of what the iPhone should look like, and it's reality. Remember, the first time an iPhone was recalled globally was after Steve Jobs died, because Apple did not follow the principles he left them 23 years after he died. They have gone back to the Steve Jobs blueprint. So now, hopefully, they won't make mistakes like that again. Many years ago, we heard about an Apple phone being charged on an aeroplane and blowing up. That was because somebody at Apple went away from the Jobs philosophy. But since then, they had a total world recall. They replaced that phone for people who gave them their money back, and that problem has been eliminated. So what I'm saying to you is I want all of you to get a pen and paper. Everyone, pen and paper. Let's go, pen and paper. Hurry up. I want you to remember, and I want you to remember very clearly, that for you to be successful in life, you have to cope with the strategies that are required in life's challenges. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, so if you can cope with the strategies required in life's challenges and what I've taught you today, what I've taught you that in order to cope with these strategies, you have to have a sense of perseverance, a sense of mindfulness, maybe learn meditation, taking a deep breath, exercise on a regular basis, make sure you have a social support network or people to exchange ideas with. Make sure you keep a mental, documented diary of everything that you do every day, whether you record it on your phone or on paper. Do not just say, I know, because then you'll forever be a failure. And make sure you focus on solving the problems. And make sure that when you go to solve a problem, you understand that in order to be perseverant or persevere, you must be resilient, you must be determined, you must be persistent, you must have tenacity, and you must have a grit, a power that says, I will not fail. Everybody write that down. I will not fail. Everybody write them down again. I can. I believe in myself. I will. So everybody understand what I've taught you today? Could we share the link to today's lesson, my co-hosts? Could we share the link to today's lessons? Just bear with me, guys, and let me share the link for you in here. Just give me one moment, please. One moment, please. Just one moment. One moment, guys. Just let me put the link here for you. Okay, guys, if my co-host hasn't shared it here, I'm sharing it here for you now. Okay, here it goes. I put the link for today's lesson material. Sandia, can you make sure you share the link with everyone, please, in the chat box? Thank you, Sandia. Ladies and gentlemen, for my co-hosts to take your attendance, could you please all switch on your cameras? Can I ask both co-hosts, Miss Medina, Miss Sandia, could you record attendance, please, with everybody's camera on? On the count of 3, we will record attendance, whether you're at work or on the backyard or on the roof. Providing you want to guarantee a certificate, please switch on your camera. 1, 2, 3. Please keep your cameras on until I tell you otherwise. Ladies, could you record attendance, please? Thank you. Okay, 2 more minutes. Recording attendance. Thank you. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. For all of you that have joined me here for BizTalk today, 130, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for being my students again today. It's my absolute pleasure to have you here today. I'm motivated when people learn. I want you to keep learning, and I want you to continue being inspired, because without inspiration, there's no point in aiming for more. Everybody wants to become rich, but the only reason you'll become rich is if you're inspired, motivated, and you have a level of perseverance which no one can block. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? In the words of Steve Jobs, never give up. In the words of Wally Rauder, remember, believe in yourself and say, I can, I will. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you everybody for being here today. If you've enjoyed my BizTalk, please go to our Facebook or our Instagram. And we are at the Apex Stories, and give me the thumbs up. I want all of you, 300 of you, to go to Facebook today and write, Wally, we love your BizTalk. Can you do that for me now? Everybody, come on. Go to Facebook today. Follow us on Facebook and write, Wally, I love your BizTalk, if you love me. All right, guys? Thank you so much for being here today. Please tell your fellow students to join me for BizTalk again, not next week, the following week. I look forward to seeing you all. From me, Wally Rauder, my co-host, Miss Medina, and Miss Sandia, God bless you all. We love you all. Thank you so much. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. I love you all. Goodbye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Tanaya.